Do you find yourself saying, why can I not stick with this? Every time I try to alter my old habits, I get so trapped in some of these like negative thoughts and they're just all over the place. It's better to just not do it. And so in this video, I want to share 3 of those problematic thought patterns and how you can actually constructively overcome them. So we may think that we can't change our mind or transform our mind and we have no control over it. Our thoughts are our thoughts, but actually we have a lot more control than we think we do. This is not a small topic, so be sure to stay until the end where I'll share some continuing resources that will help you to more effectively move forward with your health and wellness and help you to lead your clients to do the same. Make sure you click the bell icon to subscribe to this channel so you'll be notified every Thursday when new episodes drop. So I'm really excited to get to offer this channel to you guys now. First episode party! From my experience as a therapist in the behavioral health unit and now as a holistic wellness coach and previously as a teacher, every time I reveal these problematic and alternative solutions for dealing with these mindset traps, clients are amazed at how effective they are and how such a simple shift can make all the difference for them. So today I have 3 very specific patterns and alternatives to share with you to help you towards your wellness. Good times. Okay. Problematic pattern number 1, all or nothing thinking. What is all or nothing thinking? Well, this is pretty much where you are either all in or you're all out. We tend to think of it as like a pass-fail grade instead of the kind of grade that we get in school. So when you're learning to alter these habits, we can say, oh, I had all these things on my to-do list, I didn't get them all accomplished, I'm a failure. Or I was supposed to work out 6 days a week, even though I just started my habit, and I didn't do it, so I'm a failure. Okay, give yourself a break, for one, and we can become discouraged and overwhelmed when we feel like we have to do it perfect. We can begin to avoid it, and then it never ends up happening. What we need to do instead is we need to view our progress as a percentage and a scale. So when you're going to school, think about it as when you're in a classroom and you are given different assignments throughout the semester. You then, at the end of the semester, once you've completed the whole course, that's when you get a grade. And so often when we give ourselves that pass-fail, we're not giving ourselves any grace. We're not giving ourselves any progress or room to grow. So viewing your progress as a percentage or a scale, saying, I did 6 out of the 10 things I needed to do. I got it. At least I got 6 done. Okay, I got 20% of what I'd hoped to see happen in this habit over time. So a habit is really going to develop over time. And so when you're looking at, in a month, I want to be working out 6 days a week. Okay, so week 1, we start out with 1 or 2 times. We master that, we get good at that. Okay, now we can build up a little bit, and you can start to scale it instead of, looking at yourself as a pass or a fail. So why is it important to adopt this? It's important because we need to celebrate those little wins along the way. We also are not constructed for pass-fail. We are constructed for growth. In the same way that a tree doesn't just pop up overnight or just never pop up, it takes time to grow. And so we are the same as humans. We need to mature and learn and start to adapt to whatever that new habit is. So it's going to take time. To adopt this for yourself, try setting an alarm every night at a specific time so that you get in the consistent habit of every night at this time I evaluate this habit. And then at the end of the week, you have an alarm, say on Saturday or Sunday, where you look at your progress over the week and then give yourself an assessment based on that week. Okay, this week I did 50% of what I'd hope to for this habit or this goal. Okay, next week my aim is 60%. Okay, the following week you get 55%. Okay, we try it again. We continue to push for each of those benchmarks, but at least we've given ourselves more of a benchmark than a pass or fail. So it's always important to do a percentage over a pass fail. Alarms will also help you to not forget, because as we're getting into a new habit, it may not come naturally to every night sit down and say, I wonder how I'm doing with this habit. No, we're not going to naturally do that because we've never done that before. And so until your mind and your body is trained to evaluate yourself at the specific time, alarms can be very powerful in helping us to become more aware of it without it necessarily being in the front of our mind after a long day. Problematic pattern number 2. Predicting a negative future. So with this one, when we are scared, or if we've had poor experiences in the past, we can easily just fall into this precautionary mode where we're like scared of everything and we're looking at it all as, okay, how could this possibly go wrong? Or I don't want to get hurt again, or I'm just trying to be realistic and I'm just trying to be prepared. And so instead we live in this, we start protecting against things that are not even realistic fears, or not even things that we need to prepare for. So instead, we start holding ourselves back from making friends, or from going to a party because it pushes us out of our comfort zone, or calling somebody up and applying for a new job, making a new friend, or advocating for our beliefs because we're too afraid to share it with them because they may not agree. God forbid. While this may sound preventative, it's actually really holding us back from that friendship or that job or those goals and those things that we want for ourselves. And we're holding ourselves back because we're afraid. So for example, when I work with clients who experience a lot of anxiety and overwhelm, they begin to look at things as things that may avoid things that may potentially lead to anxiety. So things like applying for school, making a new friend, and so forth. Alternative pattern number 2 is that you need to choose your own future. You may think, how is that possible? But we become what we believe. Do you believe that you are the victim of circumstance? Do you believe that you are incapable? Or do you believe that you are determined and you are resilient and you will do whatever it takes to get there? Your future has everything to do with what you speak over yourself in this moment, and you get to choose that for yourself right now. Several years ago, I went through a mental health crisis, and after I recovered and I stopped coping with alcohol, I began to still be very fearful of new experiences, and I was scared to step out again because I didn't want to end up back in the mental health facility. As a leader of others, though, I had to ask myself a question. Do I want to be the kind of person who is constantly holding herself back for fear that she's going to go back to a mental health hospital? Or do I want to be the kind of person who says, I am never going back there. I am going to overcome this, and I learned so much through that experience that that's not me anymore. That person that I left behind is no longer me, and that's not how I'm going to respond. That's not how I'm going to live my life. So it's when we speak with this authority over ourselves, we speak a certain mantra, we speak a specific message over ourselves, and that becomes ingrained, that becomes our belief. So first off, ask yourself what that belief is. What do I want to believe about myself in the future? And then create a mantra based on it, something that you can repeat to yourself constantly. So for me, this looked like one day stronger. Every day, no matter what, I am one day stronger than yesterday. I am not that person I was before. I am getting one day stronger every single day. And that creates a learning, that creates a growth mindset. So why is this important to do? Well, for one, I hope it's pretty clear that this is something that's really going to help you with your own mind. But beyond that, it's also something that's going to help your clients. If they see you stepping forward and having that hope and being that example to them, how much stronger do you feel that are they going to believe in themselves that they can accomplish it, that they can overcome it, because they see that you have passed through those same experiences and come out on the other side. So do this not only for yourself, but do this to be a stronger example to your clients and to those you come into contact with every day. Problematic pattern number 3 is shoulding on yourself. The problem, and what that means is I should be better at this. I should have it together. Oh, this should be this way, or I'm better than them, so I should have it, right? No, so a lot of times the problem is that we're comparing ourselves. The problem is a lot of times we're comparing ourselves to others, and we are really holding ourselves back from moving forward. It's kind of like running a race or a marathon, and you're looking to the left and you're looking to the right and you're looking in front and you're looking behind, and you're not focused on your journey, so then you're going to end up tripping on your own feet. So stop looking around you and start looking at your own feet and get them one foot in front of the other, and just focus on keeping your head down and moving forward, which brings us to that alternative pattern number 3. Keep your head down. So what does this look like when it comes to action? For one, this is about you being better than you were yesterday. Keeping your head down may look like blocking certain people on social media, distancing yourself from certain relationships, and investing in people that are closer to your own experience and closer to your own needs at this time. So people that are vulnerable about where they are on their journey, and they're being open with you. So you see them struggle, they see you struggle, you connect and you communicate on that similar platform, rather than comparing yourself to some entity way out here who's like, hey, look at me, I have everything together. Da, 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 da. No, we don't need that kind of jargon sometimes when we are in that place of struggling. So instead, we need to be alongside those people that are really in the trenches with us. So that's one way that you can keep your head down. And then the other thing is also to use it as fuel. So this is kind of a bonus to this, but use that also to propel you forward. So you see other people further along than you, rather than compare yourself to them and say, oh, they're so much further ahead of me, I can never be what they are, and they're just, they have all these things that I could never have, so I may as well just stop now. That goes back to the all or nothing thinking. And it also could really hold you back from developing a beneficial relationship where you can learn from them and you can grow from listening and learning from their experience. And so by not comparing, you can also step out and say, look, how did you do that? Or like, how did you accomplish that? Or, I'm going to be just as strong as them. I'm going to overcome this, with power and force because I've chosen it. And so we can use it to either intimidate us and hold us back and, keep us in our own pride and keep us in our own bubble, or we can use it to really move ourselves forward and say, I'm going to accomplish this because I've set my mind to it, or I'm going to learn from them because they do have something that I need. So letting go of our pride sometimes during that time is going to be really helpful and powerful in helping us to move forward. So now I want to hear from you. Comment below with some of your problematic thought patterns and some things that help you to overcome them. So you may have some ideas or you may have some questions, so just drop them below and I will be excited to read them and support you through this. Today I want to share a Stinking Thinking Reformed resource with you, which you'll find in the info section of this video. So go ahead and download that. I want you to use that as a tool for yourself and then also be able to share that with your clients as well. So it's a tool and resource that's going to look at 11 different problematic thought patterns and how to overcome them as well. And so some of them we discussed today, some of them I've given specific examples of each for. So it's going to help you to assess yourself and then, some solutions or ideas, at least to even get your brain working. We all have different styles and ways of doing it, but that tool is going to be a really good resource for helping you to figure out how to go from here. So I'll give you some some more thoughts to think. As always, stay strong and never lose sight of yourself in the service of others. If you like this video, give me a like below. I think it's like over here-ish. Subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends, and then also come back, your friends and clients, and then also come back next week for next Thursday's episode. Thanks for watching, and carry on.